Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, Scorpio, let's see where your momentum is taking you. That's how I want to do the reading. That's how I'm being called to do it today. I did one for Libra just a little while ago, and I'm feeling the same sort of thing for you. Let's pull out some cards and find out where your momentum is kind of taking you. I know I have been doing readings of kind of what is coming towards you, but I'm feeling more in tune right now with where you're going, like where this path is taking you. Let's see. I'm going to start with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck. I can't have to laugh at that. The peacock is so beautiful. And I'm just laughing because just for fun, in the community section of my my channel, I post a little poll of what is the sexiest zodiac sign, and you can only do, I think you can only do 6 choices for a poll. Otherwise I would have separated it into all 12 zodiacs, but I did like fire, earth, air, water. And the comments though, fire's winning, water's coming in close second, and in the comments I think you're winning in terms of comments. So it's kind of like that combination of fire and water, and then here you are, peacock. So funny. So Scorpio, my sexy Scorpios. That's Virgos. You can't take that; they'll get upset. We're going to start with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. Then we're going to go Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Tarot and see where we go from there. There is an extended at the end of this reading. The link is at the top of the description if you are drawn to it. Let's get started. Let's give it a good shuffle. Where is Scorpio's momentum taking them? Where is Scorpio's momentum taking them? My air and water sexy beasts. Where air and water? Interesting. Fire and water. Where is the momentum? Maybe taking you towards the winds of change, perhaps. Where is the momentum that Scorpio is having right now? Where is that taking them? The bear. This is funny. I'm only laughing because I just did the Libra reading. Well, a few hours ago, I had a lunch break and a little break. And it was all about ancestral guides, like pushing through in the reading. I'm not feeling that, but this is one of the cards that came out as the underline. And it was an ancestral guide. It wasn't so much an ancestral guide, but it was somebody important in your life that's really grounded. I don't want to say anything because it's so, the energy of this is so familiar with the Libra reading. This is Scorpio. I do feel like, because I'm in the Northern Hemisphere and spring is coming, that the bear kind of also symbolizes coming out of a period of isolation, a period of hibernation, into the sun, being guided, very grounded. You were taking yourself somewhere here, very grounded, but coming out. You're coming out from something. And when I say coming out of something, it feels like that something has been kind of like time on your own on some level. Like maybe if you would typically be out more with friends, you've been home more and talking on the phone with the friends. Or it doesn't necessarily like, it's not like full-on kind of hermit energy, but there is a sense of coming out of perhaps a dark period and moving towards, I'm just picturing this bear coming out of like a hole in the ground, and the cave they're dwelling is maybe kind of stuffy and stale from being in there all winter, and just sticking their little snout out, and there's air, the fresh air. There is some sort of like a coming out into the winds of change somehow here. Oh, you have the tiger at the bottom. And then the elk. Oh, it's not going to be a big underline, isn't it? Okay. Fire and earth. Like there's a lot of very earthy, very grounded. You are being guided though. You're being guided. You're not kind of doing this on your own. I say guided. You have an ancestral energy very close to you. I don't want to talk about this yet. I don't know, this is so funny. I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's just put it there. I want to pull out the tarot cards. I want to get more about this. Kind of where your momentum is taking you. I'm looking at the tiger and the elk, and I'm just like, I don't know if I would call it receiving a message, but I'm kind of playing through my head what I feel like about those two animals together there like that. It is your underlying. The tiger is like one of the top predators. I think, like, I don't remember what species of tiger, but there's a certain species of tiger that is the biggest of all cats. It's a big animal. It's like twice the size of a male lion. Even they're huge. Is it the Bengal tiger? No, I can't. A Siberian tiger? I don't remember which one it is. But it's a big predator, okay? It doesn't really have anybody that has to worry about. Now, the elk, though, I don't know. When I see the tiger, I kind of think about, like India, Asia, that kind of area. And then this elk reminds me more of North America. So I want to say, I feel like this, if this elk lived in the natural habitat of this tiger, it would probably, this tiger would be its top predator, probably take it down. But there's something special about this elk. And I'm feeling a little bit like the tiger is not in its territory because the elk is honing in all of its power right here. It's pulling in the energy of an eclipse. It's communicating. It looks like he's doing one of those elk bellows. Whoa, whoa. Like he's in, this elk is in its power and it is grounded. The tiger is on fire. The tiger is fire energy here. I just feel like, okay, this tiger could be someone outside of you. And you're feeling like this elk somehow, like once you come out of the den, I just imagine somebody has spent most of COVID in their den. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come out now. Like coming out of the den. But as you kind of come out and you get into this fresh air, you maintain this really grounded element, like feeling pretty stable, feeling like solid in who you are and just where you're walking. But it almost strengthens. I don't know. I feel like somebody is watching. I feel like someone is watching you. Someone who's either interested in you or they're interested in what you're doing. But they have to kind of plop into your natural habitat. They're not comfortable. So maybe they're off to the side watching. Typically, this individual, I want to say, is top predator, is like alpha. But you are alpha. And they're walking into your environment. So, like, you've definitely got their attention. Can you imagine, like, a tiger from Asia being plopped in and seeing this massive elk, and perhaps there's a huge herd and there's all these trees. I don't know. It's just not comfortable in the environment that the elk is comfortable in, but so intrigued by that elk. They didn't have those where I came from. Look at that. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. That's just what I'm getting like from that card. Those two cards. All right, tell me more about what is the momentum. The strength. Now you have a lion. Now you have another big predator. What's going on? Where's the momentum? Where is Scorpio's momentum taking them at this time? You have all major arcana. Oh my gosh. And big ones, baby. Damn. Damn. This whole reading is major arcana. What's going on? Tell me. Tell me, Scorpio. What is going on here? Wow. And look at you coming out. You're coming out of the den. Coming out into the sun. There's some sort of internal strength here. You're going to have movement. And boy, you're going to take flight, baby. You are you know what? maybe you're not even in your own habitat. Because this energy is shining like, woo. This is like you got dropped into another habitat. And the predators around are going, damn, what is that? What is that? And you're not even scared. Like, that's what I'm feeling, like you're just this really solid. You're not even paying attention to the tiger. You don't even care. But the tiger is watching you. So give me a second here. This is really interesting. I mean, there is a whole major arcana. So you're coming out of the den. Before I get into what the cards are telling me as a story, you're coming out of the den. You're coming out of self-reflection. It's everything that was kind of being talked about earlier. There's the Hermit card. You're coming out of that self-reflection. I kind of feel like you see the light, you see your light, you see the light, you're harnessing the light. You're harnessing the sun and the moon. Very powerful energy. And maybe that's kind of what is so amazing here. What's getting the attention of things outside of you. You are harnessing the moon and the sun. So everything about life that keeps us warm and happy and secure and loved, and combining that power with mysteries and illusions and fears and dreams and who knows, and making like some sort of magical power shit out of that. I don't know. It's kind of very Scorpionic. It's kind of like the alchemy of dark and light. And then like here you are, like you've been alchemizing some sort of a rebirth. Boy, this reading is just so you, Scorpio. Like you've been doing something inside, maybe even just inside yourself. Even if you've had to physically be out, like if you still had to go to work physically or whatever you've had to do, you've been alchemizing an ending, and you're coming out into your new beginning. And you're coming out of the gates like, I want to say like the apocalypse, like, you have so much Leo energy. Your first, wow. I mean, all I can say is wow. And then you have the Chariot and the Lovers. What? I just got to clarify. Like, it's a major event in your life. It's a major cycle that you're going through. And you're addressing very major things in your life. You have addressed very major things in your life. I'm going to pull these down here so they appear on the camera. You have addressed very major things in your life on an interpersonal level, and perhaps relationships. Well, like you've allowed things to just die here. Like it's not serving you. It's you're done. You're done with it if it's not serving you. And you know, I feel so much like these two, like coming, like just sticking your head out a little bit, just sticking your snout out a tiny little bit. But then once you start going, it's as if this rebirth, everything just falls away from you, and you come out as this mighty, mighty elk. So you found your answers. You have found your answers. Perhaps sort of answers for you in terms of the meaning of this lifetime, how you fit in. If that wasn't working, that's gone. Like it just really swept some stuff away, but in a very healthy way here with the Hermit. And you come out of the gates just shining, like the Strength card and the Sun. You have garnered sort of a personal strength that you never had before. You kind of show up in the strength that like this tiger could have, but not needing to be the heavy big predator. Like you own that, but you don't need to display it. It's really, really strong. And the Sun and the Chariot, this just blows my mind. Like it's like you're finding wish fulfillment. You're finding your brightest and clearest days. You know who you are and where you're going and what you want. And you're moving, moving. I can't, like, I don't know. I know sometimes people come into readings like this and they'll say, why do you gotta make it all so happy? You know, life's not perfect. Well, this ain't your reading. Because of you. I'm just saying, like, you gotta go to a different reading. I won't tell anyone to go, but you're gonna have to go. Because this wasn't always happy and perfect. And you worked through some deep shit. You really did. And your momentum is taking you to some good stuff. Like, you've done the work. Pat on the back, Scorpio, like you've done the work here. You've taken this death. You've taken everything that's been left over from some sort of a past, and you've alchemized it in a way that it's become the nutrients for a rebirth. It's the lotus flower coming up out of the gunk to shine into the sunlight. And look, if this was before, well, now this is what, it's a rebirth. I don't know. What do you say? Like, what do you say to cards like this, Scorpio? It's harder to do a reading like this, I find, as a reader, than, you know, when there's problems and there's issues. It's kind of like you resolve the problems and issues. Maybe you'll find some further down in this cycle. It's like a new cycle that you're entering. But it's not apparent right now. I'm almost afraid to clarify, but let's do it because I don't know. What do we got here? Well, these two sit really nice together. And so do these, because the Chariot feels like movement, and these two are taking flight. So the Strength card and the Sun. Heavy, heavy Leo energy. The Strength card and the Sun. The Strength card and the Sun. Wow. Boy, you're taking on like leadership role here. The Three of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. You're turning things around is what that feels like. Somehow on some level. So where things didn't work out in the past and they kind of ended up going down the toilet, you know, this is what we got here. I mean, it was going great. Things were wonderful. People were working together. Maybe you were collaborating with people, sharing ideas, growing with groups around you. And then something happened. There was a big change here. And now you're not fitting in. You're not part of the group. You're not in there anymore. Or maybe someone around you wasn't. But I just feel like this is a leadership energy. This is heavy, 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 heavy leadership energy. It's really strong leadership energy. And then like moving things forward, but in a really nice, gentle, loving, kind way. Not if there was something that has happened and changed in your life, kind of in a dramatic way, like this is working really well, and then damn, something came in and changed the cycle and it's no good now. But you're coming out here with, you know, the Knight of Cups, moving forward, but not having any animosity or grudges. It's really beautiful. What is the Sun specifically? It's the Ten of Pentacles has come out face up. We have the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords that were face down, but also came up. Again, it is sort of like some sort of story of alchemizing, transforming energies, allowing energies to some sort of bridge that was burned and healing. But finding the sun, it's almost like, you know, some sort of shit's happened or gone down, and you've weathered the storm, and now the sun is coming out. So the Chariot and the Lovers. So the Chariot and the Lovers for Scorpio. Justice, the Emperor, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Wands. And there's the leadership again. Give me a second. Taking movement, taking choices. This feels like bringing, like there's some issue here. And it's kind of difficult because there's conflict and there's pretty big disappointment sitting here. But these two energies feel like they have a lot of power to fix things, to make things right. The Justice card can symbolize like the rules and the laws that we're all governed to cosmically, spiritually, but it can also represent the rules and the laws that we're governed to in whatever society that we're living in. And the Emperor is kind of the one that I feel like would actually participate in sort of running that and keeping it going. You're taking, it feels like kind of taking control and helping energy to shift. So you have been through some sort of process where you have shifted and transformed heavy negative energy, and you're coming out over here as like real strong leadership, whether that's just in your life. I do feel like it's going to start just in your life, and then you're going to move it beyond that into maybe your community, where you work, your home. And then, yeah, really kind of going more and more outside of yourself. Where does this, tell us more about the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands. The Moon, the King of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Wow. It's like really, I really feel your energy with this King of Cups. So unknown, kind of navigating things that are unknown to people that could be fear. Why do I feel like the Moon? Oh, yeah. I'm thinking, oh, the Sun and the Moon. We talked about that earlier, right? The Sun and the Moon. You have the Sun. And here you have the Moon. And like really deep, deep parts of you bringing physical balance here. So let's look at the Bear. I just want to look at the Bear. I feel like it's going to be one of those extensions where what advice do you need? I don't know. The Bear. The Bear. The Hierophant. Okay, okay. How many major arcana do you have here? Okay, you have I was going to say the Lion. You have the Strength card, you have the Sun card, you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Hierophant, you have the Chariot, you have the Lovers, you have the Death card, you have the Hermit, you have the Moon card, you have the Emperor, and you have the Justice card. I ran out of fingers. I think that was 11. 11. And we're not done yet. We are not done yet. Leadership, leadership. This screams leadership. I don't know if you're going to be running for office or something. Like, there's a lot of heavy, heavy leadership energy here. The Hierophant. Also being guided. You're being, like, really divinely guided here. You're totally connected with the cosmos and your angels. You just kind of, yeah, like just, you know when it's the right time to come out of this den. If you're not out of the den yet, and I'm just using the den as sort of like a metaphor for a place of self-reflection and being pulled away from outside influences and energies. When you do come out, you're just going to kind of know how to step forward. You're going to be guided. You're going to feel right about it. You're going to be in sync with where you're meant to be going and what you're meant to be doing. Like you've kind of created a very high vibrational energy out of something that was probably negative at one point. And then taking that high vibrational energy and applying it as you move forward and having a pretty powerful effect on everyone around you. So let's see what you were doing here. The Death card. The Death card for Scorpio. The Seven of Cups. Illusions. The Unknown. The Tower. And oh, look at that. Another major arcana. The Seven of Cups, the Tower, and the Six of Wands. Very Scorpionic. I feel like you forced sounds very forceful. But I don't know. I mean, because the Tower is like Aries or Scorpio energy, being Mars. So there was illusions here and you just cut that out. There was confusion, you just cut it out. However you cut that out, you were just done with something and you found success for yourself. You found success for yourself. No more of that. Not doing that anymore. Not staying in that energetic field anymore. And however you brought this about, it would have been a major, it's a pretty big transformation going from the Seven of Cups, like just not knowing and being confused, being trapped in perhaps like a fantasy illusion into success. Like, and it's the kind of success where like people are cheering you on. Like, this is freaking amazing. Look at you. The Hermit. So the Hermit, maybe even after finding success, then spending the time to go into self-reflection, like not necessarily looking for a lot of accolades or people going, oh wow, look at you, like just, you know, really balanced and doing it because it's the right thing to do for you. You're not doing whatever you did in the past. You didn't do it because you were looking for acknowledgement or praise. You were kind of doing it for you, for some sort of situation that just wasn't healthy anymore. And you held yourself back. You kept yourself back and you did the work that you needed to do internally. Everything, it feels like everything you did, you really did for the betterment of yourself. You didn't do it for any sort of praise or anyone saying, wow, look at that. I feel like you couldn't have cared less. And then here, like a new beginning. This is a really, really mature, powerful energy. It takes a lot of self-control to do what you did. There you go. It takes a lot of that. And then you did it. And look what you're making. Wow. That's what this is. A lot of self-control. The King of Pentacles is at the bottom. And the Ten of Wands. There might be one more burden left to drop here. I wonder what that is with the Ten of Pentacles. It's pretty established. Something that you are still carrying here. I don't know. Are you? Because it doesn't feel like you're carrying anything here. I mean, you're really taking flight. Perhaps there's someone around you that's carrying something. Some sort of a heavy burden. You dropped a burden. No, this is you in the future even. This is because you are going into a place. So this is what sits behind what you made. That makes a lot more sense. And it is underlying. So this would be the first card. And what is underlying that? This. So what is the story of getting to here? Having to drop some pretty heavy burdens. And often, like the King of Pentacles to me is not somebody who's where they are, just because of luck and circumstances that played out really favorably for them. There might have been some of that once in a while, but it's also knowing when to take advantage of that and to grab onto it and run with it and create something with it. This is usually like a very self-made sort of energy, having to climb that on your own and having to negotiate that and create it. So, Scorpio, that's really it. I mean, those are the cards. whatever self-control you've put yourself through, self-imposed, could even be some like self-imposed isolation, isolating yourself from energies that could influence what you knew for your greater good. Kind of succeeding in that and coming out, oh, just amazing here. Just amazing, like really strong leadership skills. I honestly want to say, like, if you want to run for office or something like that, you want to be some sort of a leader in some level of your community, you really have those cards here. If that's something you would like to do. And it does feel like coming from a very, like you earned it, whatever this is. You kind of earned it. You didn't, yeah. That's all I can really say is that you earned it. Wow. I'm going to go do the extended. I don't know if you need any advice, but I'll see what I can find. Until next time, Scorpios, you be gentle with yourselves. Bye.